We got a special guest on the show today, someone that's brought us so many moments. Brought? How do you say that?
Brought us. Somebody who has brought us.
Two of our favorite interviews we've ever listened to on this show.
I'm old school fan on this guy. I'm old school. I go back to the Ginny Jones days and then the Ricky Lake switch over.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Rude Jude.
What's up, y'all? How you guys doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Oh, that worked out perfect. We're in a new studio, and that was super dicey. We weren't sure you were going to come through or not. So, oh, fuck. What's up, dude?
Shit, chilling. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'm not used to. I'm out in Los Angeles. There, you guys are in New York, so I was a little nervous too.
Yeah, we've done the show like this with Jay in L.A. promoting something, and I was out here in New York. We did an entire show like this, and so I think we're more used to it. We've done it a couple times, but thanks for coming on the show, man. You have provided us so much fucking entertainment.
Oh, without a doubt, dude. I'm big fan. I said going back to the talk show days, but I mean. We are obsessed on this show a little bit with Tom Hanks' kid. He's got 15 names, but Chet Haze, I believe, is the one when he came into your studio.
Well, I'd never heard of him. And then Jay told me that Tom Hanks had a son that was a rapper, and I just didn't believe him. And we spent an entire episode, and it was your clip that started it off with him walking out. Did you kick him off?
You know what happened was I had heard that he was working at Fred Segal, which is like a high-end clothing store in Los Angeles, and he was trying to start his rap career. So I had respect for him. I was like, oh, this kid is like, he's a celebrity's son, but he's working a real job and he's trying to get it. So I was like, all right, man, let's have him on the show. Now he shows up there with his homeboy, and him and his buddy were in the fucking waiting room just being dicks, man.
Really? Like to who? Just like
to security, to the receptionist.
Yeah, they were asked to not go in like the photo booth thing or something.
They're like, hey, can you not do that? And he was like, don't you know who I am? He hit him with the don't you know who I am.
Oh, that's almost as bad as do you know who my dad is?
It's basically, it's
I'm Colin Hanks' brother.
You ever seen Fargo?
Yeah, it's a good show. First off, watch it. Second off, my brother is Colin Hanks.
So, and it got to the point where they were going to kick them out of the building, and we had to go out there and get them unkicked out and bring them in. So I was a little irritated.
Absolutely,
by their behavior.
Because in a way, it's a reflection of, like, it's your show that's the reason he's there and causing all these people problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went, I was very, he was severely uncomfortable. You are wonderfully, and I mean this in a genuine envy I have, confrontational, which I think is great, especially in this medium of like just audio, radio the way we do. Like you'll go right at it with them. Like you, the reason we didn't have him, we're going to talk to you about this in a second too, because the other interview that we loved was the recent Corey Feldman. The reason we decided not to pursue getting him on our show is I felt like we're bringing him in to kind of laugh at him, and it felt like it's almost cooler to just like kind of laugh at the ridiculousness of it and then not drag him into it to feel like, like a personal attack,
Corey Feldman?
Yeah.
Or Chet, yeah.
Corey Feldman, I'm saying with that. Chet Haze, if we had the opportunity to interview him, I'd almost love, but they're both delusional about themselves in some way. That's what I find interesting. We went through a whole bunch. We found out after the Chet Haze thing, and we played your clips. We started going through how many rich white guys, like older guys, have sons who are really throwing it into like the rap game. It's
like Tommy Hilfiger's
son, Daniel Day-Lewis's son. And what I find interesting is like it is a music that comes with some sort of plight in your life, and when it's really been that, I don't know, like braggadocious rap coming from goofy, well-to-do white kids does not. I'm not sure where the home for that is.
You know what? Rap has become pop music now, so I guess there is a home, but like there still is a certain people still. It still rubs people the wrong way.
Yes. That was my exact point. When I found out about Chet Haze, the whole thing that bugged me was I was like, how are you going to act like you're tough, or that you've had it tough when your dad brought me my happiest moments in my life watching his movies?
Straight up.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Wilson had it tough on him, boy.
Yeah. You want to know who had it rough? Forrest Jr., because his mom died of AIDS. So that was tough.
Yeah. And then he's got a doof bringing him fucking lunch every day at school.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't want that. So that was the whole point of the Chet Haze thing. I was just blown away that he could in some way act like maybe, and again, sure, he's maybe had some tough things, but not tough enough to rap about.
To be fair, Chet Haze wasn't the problem. It was his sidekick that was the fucking.
Which is, you got to be a real piece of shit to be a number 2 to a celebrity kids rapper.
Exactly, dude. So
you got to be a real hunk of garbage to be like.
Well, we were just going through clips now before we spoke to you about the Amber Rose show, the new Amber Rose show.
Oh
and
my God.
They give her.
Oh, so you've seen it?
They give her so much clout that her crew singer, she goes, anyway, here's my personal assistant, like Gary, and it's just some like black dude with blonde hair, and my personal security, and of course, my homie Brendan, and it's just some dude. Like, they would never just let anybody else pull that off.
Yeah, especially like we were just talking. We're both comedians and we've been working the road for so long. If we try to get one of our friends a job that didn't have a specific use, they'd be like, get the fuck out of here. We're not going to give you a damn thing.
This my homie Rick right here. You know what he do?
He gets me pretzels and occasionally a Mr. Pibb. And he's actually a really good dude and he's good at Madden. So we keep him around.
Yeah. He's got a hot freestyle.
Yeah, but I mean, and you've known working in this business that you have to claw and scratch for everything you get. So something like a show like this, we just knew it was going to be a colossal failure. So before they hooked us up, we were just watching clips of her show.
Hey, I don't know if you caught it yet, but her opening words of her monologue when she walks out, she goes, hey, this is a show for you guys to get to know a little about me and get to know the real me. Like, maybe you guys don't know this, but I'm a virgin. Just kidding. I'm a hoe. That's her first words.
JK.
Yeah.
And also in front of these stripper jokes. So, I fucking suck with his dick.
Exactly.
Yay.
I'm offended as a comedian because she got an applause break.
But I also worry I was starting to say before too, that I worry about giving so much praise and so much attention to like such a public whistleblower. Like, she's a person almost known for just putting people's business out. I mean, I know she's known for being like the hot body, big bodacious body girlfriend, but I mean, she's also like they make like very personal statements very publicly and kind of turn people in. You know what I mean? Kind of that Wendy Williams format that she used to do all the time and say everyone was gay.
Look, to be real with you, I don't pay attention to popular culture whatsoever. So I don't know, and I don't know what the fuck Amber Rose has. I know that Wiz Khalifa dumped her. That's all I know.
That's kind of it. That's kind of what she's famous for. She's famous
beige. She got a fat ass. Wiz Khalifa dumped her. That's it. With a blonde hair. Like,
it'd be great if
I would fuck.
That'd be so great if you could do her IMDb page.
Yeah.
Or Wikipedia.
She's trying to have fat ass, motherfucking beige.
Like, who wrote this? Rude Jude. And like, okay, you know what? This is very direct and to the point. We get it.
Ex-stripper came up. I don't know what. Look, man, this is where we live now, though, man. Yeah. It's like, everybody, it's just cats is famous for being famous.
Well, that's...
And the thing is, and you get an opportunity, almost like Chet Haze, like, gets an opportunity to make some real, legit recordings, because he's Tom Hanks' son. But there's some with plight in music that has to come through. I don't know how old you are, Jude, but I'm 38, almost 39, and like the hip-hop I grew up with, and I'm a fan of music in general. I'm not just like a straight rap guy or rock or anything. I'm everything. But I mean, when you were listening to stories with like Wu-Tang or Mobb Deep, or all the way even back, years before that with Run DMC and shit. Like, it's weird to see like a bubbly, like, white guy come out to tell you his story in the world.
Let's not, man, there's middle class fucking black guys that get passes, So,
sure.
There's rich black rappers that get fucking passes. Chet just happened to be a bit of a fucking douche.
Yeah. Did you guys, after that happened, did you have any contact with him after when he was on the show?
So I thought honestly, I kicked out his homeboy. I thought we were good. I'm like, look, bro, like, are you good? Do you want to leave? You can go. You can go with your buddy.
And he was like, I'm going to go with my buddy?
No, he was like, you didn't have to do him like that. Like, I was like, yes, I kind of did. I didn't, like, he didn't understand. Like, I don't think he understood. Like, nobody wants to talk to your homeboy.
Yeah.
You're here because your dad is famous.
You're here because Turner and Hooch was awesome.
Yeah, dog, for real. Bosom buddies is my shit. So that's why we're talking right now.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you have to say.
And that's my.
Where's your Uncle Peter Scolari at right now?
Yeah, that's my question to you, though, is was he, because, you know, in the room, obviously, the energy, you saw what it is. Was he really kind of projecting himself as like a legitimate artist and you should respect him for what he's made? Or did he kind of understand in that situation you were giving him a break? You were giving him an opportunity? I
don't think he understood.
Okay, so
that he didn't understand that, like, we were giving him a platform, and I didn't bring him up there to shit on him either. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If the callers would have loved it, then the callers would have loved it. You know, we played in the hater to love it. If the callers would have liked it, then he would have won.
Yeah,
he just didn't. That was it.
Yeah, well, there's at that point too. It's like when someone projects himself that unlikable.
And
out of the gates, no one's gonna. That is kind of the beauty of having like a radio show, and me and Dan know that too. Where it's like, if someone's being a dick, you really can't turn over the people. The people genuinely aren't going to tend to jump on the side of the dick in the room.
Dude, we even protected him. I didn't even bring up the fact that he was out there saying, "Don't you know who I am?" I didn't say that one time. I didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping somebody else would, so I could be like, "Is that so?" But I didn't say that shit. I was just like, you know,
please say it. Just say it.
I was waiting for somebody to say that shit in the room. So I could pretend like, is that Rip? Did you really say that? And I can act offended.
Yeah.
Was his friend another rich kid, or was he like trying to do that, like hang out with somebody a little more hard?
I don't know. It's probably a rich kid. You know, it's really crazy. Like, I see it so many times. It'll be like some rich motherfucking dude it's like a rich white guy will fucking want to be a rapper, and it's like he rents a black person and then fucking credibility.
How much will it cost for you to be my son's hype man? Here's what I can give you: $10,000 a week in cash, but you sleep at his house. You don't use cocoa butter. I don't want you sticking up my basement.
It's like that happens. That was kind of like Corey Feldman's deal.
That's what was going to lead me to my next question with Corey Feldman. That was another one of our favorite interviews because we're asking him the questions that we would ask.
And it appears also that you know him. That wasn't his first time on your show.
He came on the show before, and he gave a really good interview. But he was so spun on something that he didn't even remember doing the interview with me.
Oh, really?
And the other thing was we were having our show was a bit rocky that day. We were having a tough time with the calls, and I was cussing out the callers. He was in the green room listening to my show, which I didn't know was on, and moving forward, it's no longer on in the green room. I'm like, he was getting freaked out. So he came in there a bit defensive. Also, the reason why I wanted him on because I had just watched a documentary about pedophilia in Hollywood, and I wanted to speak out against pedophilia in Hollywood, and that was known. And they were like, well, he's got music he wants to plug. I'm like, that's fine, but I want to talk about this.
So you were honest in what you wanted to interview him with. So do you think his people just didn't tell him, or was he just so fucking whacked out?
Look, I told my producer what I wanted to do, and he told that it was like a game of telephone, basically. So I don't know the real conversation between my producer and the publicist. You know, like,
yeah,
I'm sure everybody heard what they needed to hear and moved forward, and then it turned into some shit show because I'm asking him, like, I'm asking him warm-up questions. I didn't even get to pedophilia, dude. Like, I never even got that far.
Yeah, you were kissing the nape of his neck. You hadn't even gotten that. You hadn't gotten that hard yet.
I was blowing in his ear.
Yeah,
it's also weird to kind of like, you have the kind of show that he should definitely be aware of too. Like, well, I never understand like the go on and not talk about the most glaring thing about you that's going on. You know what I mean? Like a real.
Well, that's almost.
Remember the Billy Bob Thornton, that famous Billy Bob Thornton clip where he went on some radio show and got mad because the guy was asking him about, like, you know, his movie career or his relationship with Angelina Jolie, and he's like, "I'm here to talk about a country album," and he's like, "Wait, what?" Like,
yeah, we get that you're like, and that's the thing. Like, he wanted to break down his album. Like, yo, dude, you're not Stevie Nicks, man. Yeah. Like,
I don't want to know
fuck about your process.
I don't want to know about the arrangements. Well, you got to understand, we had a brass section for that second track. You're like, no one fucking cares.
Well, Corey Feldman is. We were actually in the works to getting him on our show, and then I just happened to one day watch, and he released his what do you call it, the GoFundMe video?
Yeah,
it's like a 9-minute video of just watching a crazy person give his pitch for why you should give money for this. And it's like, we're going to give you a musical experience like never before. We'll be selling out stadiums within the year and all these things where you're like, well, this guy has no fucking idea like what's real in the world. Like he has no grip on reality.
Yeah, that's what happens when the people around you are on your payroll.
Exactly.
You know, that's what happens when you surround yourself with people who need you to support them.
Yeah.
You don't get the truth.
Well, I think that's both cases with both interviews we're talking about that were on your show, Chet Haze and Corey Feldman. I think it is a lot of yes men around him being like, yeah, Chet, you got, oh my God, you spit hot fire.
And it's weird when you have the money before you reach the level.
Yeah.
Is also a difficult thing because you have yes men way younger in your, if you acquire some yes men 20 years or 15 years in your career, you've maybe already your path's in motion of doing something that makes a difference.
Yeah, you know your process.
Whereas when you're like, if as comedians as we are, like as an open micer, if you have a guy who stands next to you and be like, yo, you're the best in the world, but you're funnier than all those motherfuckers on stage.
Pyro.
You're like, this is a terrible idea. It's like why would you ever get better if you have a guy telling you you're definitely the best because I'm the one who pays for pizza all the time. You know what I mean?
And I imagine running into a guy like you, it's very probably startling for them. That's why those interviews went the way they did, because they were kind of like expecting you maybe to break or bend a little bit.
I thought I was very respectful, and to be
no, you were.
frank,
No, you
were for sure.
But I'm saying, like, I think you can hear, and sometimes when you keep bringing up the questions, you can kind of in both interviews, you can kind of hear them be like, okay, well, he's going to bend to me eventually, and then you're just like, no, I want that question answered.
That was something else that I really didn't like. I didn't like the fact that they were trying to dictate the terms of the interview. Like, this is not your show. This is my show. And the crazy thing is I have a better idea of just like, I'm not going to come on your show and tell you what the audience wants to hear. I don't know your audience.
Yeah.
You know your audience. You ask me the questions. I follow the fucking lead.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
That's how it should go. But yeah, like, so when you see Corey Feldman go on there and be like, no, we're not going to talk about that, you can immediately feel it start grating, and you're like, that's not going to happen.
And it's like, yo, dude, if you want people to fucking buy your album, which they're not going to do, you got to be a little bit more, you got to sell yourself, because most of the time people aren't buying the music, they're buying the person.
Yeah.
Like, when I sold my book, they weren't like, oh, I think Jude can write. They were buying me.
Yeah, they're
the same deal.
Have you heard Jude write about a description of a sunset? They say he's like Hemingway. It's like they wanted the life story.
That's right. They're buying a person. And the thing is I'm trying to, just like anybody here, like, I'm trying to make good radio. So, and to be all the way real with you, I don't like confrontation. So I'm just trying to do some some radio that people are going to give a fuck about. So if I'm asking you a question, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just trying to get people interested.
Oh yeah. And the interesting shit about him is not his like delusional music thing. It's like all the stuff he's claiming. Do you think he disconnected from reality when he found out that Corey Haim was more fuckable to these Hollywood pedophiles? Is that what went on?
I can't take it anymore.
He goes, why do they always choose him?
I'm the number 2. I'm constantly the number 2 draft pick. I'm always Ryan Leaf.
I'll be honest with you. The only other thing I could possibly talk to him about was doing those sex scenes in that shitty made-for-cable movie that I've watched 30 times with the 2 Coreys and Nicole Eggert.
Oh, Blown Away?
Blown Away. God damn.
That was some real
hot.
That was some real grabbing at air at the end of his career. But
yeah,
that's why the music thing always, and especially Chet Haze, where it's kind of like when he had the confidence to come on your show and be like, no, you shouldn't have kicked my friend out like that. It's like you're trying to build your name. Without the name Hanks, you're just not even in the room.
We changed his name, right? Then he became Chester Hanks.
Even like on the back of all of this, he ended up getting a role in a movie. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, no, it was a show. He was on the show Marin.
Was he? Yeah. There you go. It's like, yo, it's not because you're the shit. It's because you came out the right penis. Like, and that's cool. That's the way the world works. But
you know what? What's interesting about that is with sticking to it, and the nature of sticking to your guns, or how much do you really believe in your music and all that shit. The character he plays on Marin, everyone goes, he's actually cool. He has a sense of humor about himself because he plays like a white rapper who's kind of they're laughing at. And I'm like, that almost makes you respect him a little less because you're like, oh, like.
So you do get it.
It's like you do get it. So stop trying to tell everybody like this, you're this musician if you'll turn on all your beliefs in that to get some money in a TV show. He just wants to be famous. Like, he doesn't have a passion for music. It's like he wants to be famous also. His brother's famous. His dad's mega famous. You know what I mean? It's just like, what's going to be my niche to get in? It's not like he was born with like this, and I have a song inside me I have to get out to the world.
Yeah.
I don't think he was that passionate.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna totally dismiss him. He may or may not be. He seemed like he really was trying with the music when I was sitting in the room with him. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But the thing was, it's just kind of, it was just, to me, it was just generic. He might have really felt great about music. He's just not that good at music.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? But that's a problem with having money from your parents, is that when you're told no, you can still stick around. It's not like you have to leave the party, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the times in this business, when you suck at it, you fail, and then you go get good at it and come back for another shot. Where,
like I like making rap songs. You'll never hear one of my rap songs because my rap songs aren't worthy of fucking. They're fun for the basement, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're fun.
sure.
They were fun to like. All right, I'm gonna write this fucking ill rhyme about fucking masturbating.
oh, I want to do an entire album of Michael McDonald covers, but I never will, because that's just for the shower. And
Yeah.
I know that people don't want to hear that shit.
Or you can make me a mixtape for Christmas. I'll take it.
You know what, Jay? You absolutely get one.
Soder does McDonald.
I'll take it back.
I
Yeah.
like Michael McDonald too.
Oh, he's the best.
Oh, everybody. The best Doobie Brother.
I gotta tell you something, man. I just got the fucking Kenny Loggins "Celebrate Me Home" album, and I kept that on my turntable for damn near a week, man.
Oh, Loggins? I don't. Yeah, Loggins. He comes
Can't
deep.
fuck with I'll go back Loggins and Messina. A little softer, but.
I'll even throw in a little Peter Cetera and say I just fucking downloaded one of those albums.
And what's one thing about Kenny Loggins we all have to say? Guy's aging fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's looking
He
great,
looks
right?
great. Yeah, Loggins held it together, man.
dude, I guarantee my mom would kick me downstairs to fuck Kenny Loggins. My mom would be like, "Get out of the way! You were a mistake. I need that Loggins D."
I wonder how many times
he's aging fantastic.
I wonder how many times she fucked two Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, well, a lot. I can guarantee you, because I heard it coming from downstairs.
Just a thud. The danger zone.
Oh no, Joe's in the danger zone. That means we're doing butt stuff.
Hell no.
Oh, shit. I've heard you in several interviews before. I've heard you on Stern. I think you're a fucking great guest, man. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate you guys chatting with me, man. You guys let me know how you should definitely get Chet Hanks on there.
Oh,
I'd
we
love
have
to.
dreamed of it. We have dreamed it. He's probably our number one dream guest right now.
It's a pretty shallow dream, but a dream nonetheless.
Yeah, we don't aim high, if you haven't told. But dude,
Yeah,
thank
I'm
you.
talking to you.
No, but dude, thank you so much for coming on.
If you're in New York, man, ever come see us, and we come out to L.A. a bunch, man. Let's grab a drink, and you can you can have a soda with Dan over at the Comedy Store or something.
I'm with Soda and GHB with y'all boys.
Yeah,
Bucks.
absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Real Jude, everybody.
Check him out on Shade 45, and thanks for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it.